Okay, is it working now? Okay, I can hear it's working now on my end too. Yeah, there's like 3 different spots for audio adjustment. There's like the streaming, the capture, but then also the system level. So I had turned off, or I'd unmuted 2 of the 3, but then forgot that there was a third one I had to unmute. Yeah, that was horrible. I mean, it's fine. You just missed me swearing at dying to that weird caterpillar thing. But that's about it. It's also, yeah, I haven't streamed off of PS5 in like 2 years at this point, so... I don't remember one of these dudes being here. Where the hell am I? I've played 500 hours of this game and I still had no idea one of those guys was right over here. No clue. Where is... ah, there it is. Oh yeah, I'm sure the double jump is part of the lore also. It's maybe my least favorite double jump in the game, because, you know, in any other game, you know, this has fall damage, but you can't, your double jump doesn't, like, change, like, your momentum, so it doesn't stop fall damage. So if I wait to the last second and then jump and then land, nope, you're still dead. I understand from an open world perspective and not breaking the game, but it doesn't feel good when your double jump doesn't save you like that. I think this is one of the hardest early game ever jails. All of my recent, you know, I've played like 500 hours of this game. I've played like 7 different characters or whatever, but most of them have been new game pluses. It's been a while since I did a full-on new character, so I don't remember how hard this one is. Okay, it can't be that bad. He's pretty bad. Damn it. This run has been very, very fun so far, and all the specific stuff I've been doing. That's also where I get the most joy out of this game, is just like figuring out what I can do to kind of break it early on. It must just be because of how tired I am this morning. I have died a lot. A lot. The stuff I shouldn't be dying to. I think I died like 3 times to that caterpillar dude before you got in the stream. Oh yeah. It's bug. Let me try poison again. That was cool. Oh yeah, now he's gonna fly. Oh yeah, now he has a dragon tail for some reason. I say for some reason as if I don't know exactly the reason why, because my wife and I still talk about the lore of this game every day. Yeah, this run's been really cool. I fought a, like, mid to late game boss at, like, level 30. It took, like, an hour of trying, but, like, I was doing all this different strategizing and summoning a spirit ash that could inflict him with rod and doing all this stuff. it's really cool the experimentation you can do in this game, to the point where whenever I play the game, I always play up through like the 4th continent, and then I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. The snow area really is the worst part of the game. Much less cool stuff going on. What else haven't I done early to mid right now? I'm missing a lot of stuff here. Oh yeah, I haven't gone underground yet. I wouldn't mind getting... My favorite summon in the game is over here. I've also been trying to like... Oh, I think I can level? Been trying to only use spells that I think Alucard would be using. Or would theoretically use. I've never been like a big role player. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons or anything. I think it would be cool. I've just never done it. And yeah, I don't know. This game brings out all the most nerdy parts about me. I've also been thinking about converting him to an arcane user. I figure, you know, Alucard would be doing magic, but he's also not doing like vampire stuff because he rejects his heritage. Ugh. Too much science. What do I just do right now? Before I could get this, the whole reason I was fighting that early game boss was to get this weapon. Where is that weapon? The one I was using at the beginning was this thingy, which its skill is like sending it out like that and stuff, because of like the sword familiars in Castlevania. Yeah, I took this stuff very seriously. I'll just rest real quick. On my Simon character, like, yeah, I was only using whips, a little bit of axes. I had a cross equivalent. There's like these rings of light spell that acts like a boomerang in Castlevania. There's like holy water equivalent pots in here. FromSoft should just make a Castlevania game. And yeah, this whole run just started just because of how much Dead Cells I was playing. I think I did everything I wanted to do before coming in here, because when you come down into this crater, the state of the world changes and you get locked out of some things, but I think I did the things I wanted to do. Yeah, I tried like 6 years ago playing Bloodborne with the cane that turns into the whip. I should try that again. I'm much better at Souls games now than I was back then. You know, I love Bloodborne. At one point I would have said that was like my second favorite game of all time. Now that's like Elden Ring's spot. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like you didn't get as many fashion options or definitely not nearly as many build options in Bloodborne as you do like any of the other Souls games, which is kind of disappointing. Like, they could have done a lot of cool stuff with it. I mean, that game is still amazing, but plus this game has just like more of a Castlevania vibe with like Raya Lucaria. Oh, dang it. I wanted to go up that way. Whatever. I think it's just a torch that's up there. I think it's a torch that could reveal invisible enemies, which would be useful. Yeah, like, Bloodborne was my first Souls game. And yeah, like, instantly, like, the reason I bought it was because I'm like, oh, fuck, this looks like Castlevania. This just looks like what a modern Castlevania game should be. Ooh, that's bad. Ooh. But yeah, I also obviously love that Bloodborne starts off, like, it genuinely feels like Castlevania, but it also feels like a fucking like Scooby-Doo episode, and you're hunting down like werewolves and witches and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's Lovecraftian stuff. Like maybe the best reveal in like any game ever for me when you kill Rom and stuff. Real cool. No, don't walk onto the beetle. Yeah, I agree. Like, that's what gets me the most is how much, like, the original Castlevania games were all about spacing between you and your enemies in a way that, like, no other game from back then feels like. Like, I was actually just talking about, I think we were talking about it in the Games Club Discord. I was telling Justin about, like, I get why Mega Man is more popular. Like, it's more friendly, it's more cartoony, it's more anime-y, and, like, the gameplay is more straightforward. You just got a gun arm. But, like, yeah, I don't know, the emphasis on spacing in Castlevania is, like, what makes that game to me. I genuinely think besides Mario 3 and maybe Punch-Out, that, like, the original Castlevania is the best game on the NES. Like, I love it. And yeah, I can't think of any other game series, modern, that, like, has that same emphasis on spacing. And even, you know, like the Metroidvania Castlevanias, that's way less of an emphasis, even if you are using, like, whips and stuff. It's way more, like, hack and slashy, and that's fine. Like, I love the Metroidvania games also, but yeah, the Nightmare of Mensis and stuff, even, like, the Castle Canehurst with, like, the vampires, and, like, that is just straight up, like, a Castlevania level. I think it would be really cool, I don't know if you ever played Order of Ecclesia. I think that's a really, really cool melding of, like, old Metroid, or old Castlevania, and then the Metroidvania stylings. I think like a 3D take on the series that does that, where, like, you have, like, the outside the castle, like, the first 2/3 of the game is, like, building up towards getting to the castle, and it's, like, more linear levels and stuff, maybe even full-on stage-based, but then you get to the castle, and it is, like, a huge, like, big environment, because that's exactly how Ecclesia works, and I think it's really, really neat. That's always kind of how I imagined a 3D modern Castlevania would be. I always wanted to give the Mercury Steam, the Metroid devs, I always wanted to give their Castlevania games a shot. Well, I tried the demo of the 3DS game, and I just didn't like it at all, basically. Like, I know that they're more like God of War-y, like, set PC things. I'd still like to give them a shot at some point. But yeah, I know they're not super popular. But yeah, that late game Bloodborne stuff is just, like, so good. My favorite summons in the game it's a group of those dudes, those Great Shield dudes. If you do it right, they turn into, like, the Night at the Roxbury brothers, Steve and Doug Vutabi, and they just bump into the enemies and they can't do anything. It's very good. Their spirit ashes are around here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. Yeah, Lords of Shadow. I couldn't remember what the name of them was. I know I probably wouldn't like them that much, but I would still give them a shot. I know they're on Steam, but if they were on Switch, I'd probably buy them instantly without even thinking about it. But I don't know how much Kojima was in one. There's another one? Where the hell did you come from? I always kind of took it as, like, it was just Kojima's name being attached just to have it attached. I honestly, I have no idea if that's the case or not. You know, I love Castlevania, and I really love Kojima. Well, I have a lot of issues with Kojima in a lot of ways, but as a game designer, I think he makes incredible stuff, even if a lot of his work is very problematic writing-wise. But yeah, Castlevania is just not even a good fit for him, so it's weird to me. I just feel like that was really the era where Kojima, his name value was its highest, I feel like, and then where Konami's value was like lowest, and it's like, well, just attach Kojima's name to whatever we can, I guess. Because yeah, there's like nothing about Castlevania that I would want, that I think about, oh yeah, Kojima would be good for writing this. Like, literally nothing. It's also just a shame, you know, oh yes. We got the screw. It's just a shame, you know, it's the same thing with, like, you know, even in the Nintendo sphere, like, I really don't like how much, like, just ubiquitous credit Miyamoto gets for everything, and, yeah, you know, games are made by entire teams, especially way more so nowadays, so, like, to have Konami be like, oh yeah, we don't really have faith in your product on its own, so we're just gonna, you know, let's just say Kojima produced this in some fashion. Yeah, it's funny. I've been thinking about Metal Gear Solid 4 a lot lately, and how, well, for one, just how. So I've never even played 4. I'd never played a Metal Gear game until Smash Bros. Brawl, and I think Konami had just put out a collection of the PS2 game. Well, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. Like, as a collection. It wasn't an HD remaster, it was all the original versions. And I picked it up just because of Snake being in Smash. And, yeah, played through all 3 of those games, like, back to back. And then it was maybe 4 came out right after that. And then I torrented, maybe it wasn't even a torrent, maybe it was like in an IRC client. Like, I downloaded someone's gameplay and all the cutscenes of 4, because I'm like, well, I gotta see how this ends, but I'm not buying a PS4. Yeah, I have very specific memories that summer of playing a lot of Smash Bros, playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid, and then just watching Metal Gear Solid 4 cutscenes on my laptop. See, I marathon 1, 2, and 3. I'd say it's probably about a month. It took me about a month to do all 3 of them. And yeah, I really liked all 3. 3 is the only one I've ever replayed. I would like to replay 2. I don't have much desire to replay 1. I mean, the rumors that it's getting a remake anyway, but or no, I guess it's 3 that's supposed to be in the remake. Either way. I liked it, and I think it helped with the hype of 4, because otherwise I would have had no idea. If I'd even waited an extra couple weeks between finishing those 3 games, I would have had no damn clue what was going on. We could cheese this. This is a mimic fight. Actually, I'm not going to cheese it. You can just unequip your weapons, and then the mimic is just you running around with nothing. I do want to equip the Butabi brothers. I think 2... My issue with 2 at the time... I mean, I was 18 or 17 or something. I understood, like, what they were going for as a story. And I liked it. I just didn't like the gameplay as much as 3 or even 1. I don't know why. I don't remember why that was my reaction to it at the time. Aw. How did he not get poked right there? I think 2 is like the one I mean, obviously, it's the most ahead of its time from a storytelling perspective. I'd even say from like a gameplay perspective, it was pretty ahead of its time. Um, 3 has always been my favorite. I think I just like the Cold War stuff and just the outside aspect of it. I am very curious if they really are remaking 3. Obviously, I have no idea who Konami is getting to do it. I would be very curious to see. Because, yeah, that game has so much, like, cumbersome menu stuff that they could obviously optimize. Yeah, Dead Cell is incredible. I'm glad that one made it into Smash. But yes, I agree. That's the thing at the time, right? You know, I was an avid reader of EGM from like 2001 through like 2007 or whatever year they closed or shut down. And you know, a lot of the people back then, much like the Adam Sessler X-Play thing, like I don't think Adam Sessler. Well, okay, actually, Adam Sessler might be a piece of garbage. I'm not sure, but you know, a lot of people at EGM, I think, had some like shitty opinions about Metal Gear Solid 2's story and like the Raiden and Rose stuff. And it's a shame because, yeah, I also kind of, you know, I never played the games. I internalized those beliefs for a long time and was like, oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, that's the bad one. With, like all the talking and like your girlfriend's telling you stuff, right? That's dumb. Talking about watching King Kong together. But yeah, playing it later on in life, I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is super sick. Like, I totally get what they're going for. Yeah, 2 is amazing, and I feel like back then the fan base was mostly all about 1 and 3, but I feel like nowadays, especially with how cumbersome 3's menus and stuff are, I feel like the tide has really turned for Metal Gear Solid 2. Same thing with like Metroid Fusion. That game got such a bad rap, but you know, I played it when it came out, and I'm like, nope, this is pretty damn great. And I still heavily believe that game, well, I'm not going to say it's better than Super Metroid, but I genuinely like it a fair bit more than Super Metroid. It's also just like, looking back at Metal Gear Solid 2's story and whatever, I'm still, you know, again, I haven't played it in 15 years or whatever now. Like, I don't even remember how, like, what was, like, quote-unquote real and stuff. Like, I know the game is framed as, like, a simulation of the Shadow Moses incident and trying to make another Solid Snake or whatever. But, like, yeah, there's so much, like, weird stuff. I don't like using the word weird in that context. But I don't know any other way. It's so abstract, and like when you're fighting like 30 Metal Gear Rays or whatever, like what the hell is going on? I forgot about this part. Okay, this part sucks. Ugh, I hate these dudes. I hate them. Oh damn it! I thought I could get the backstep. Okay. As long as one of them died, this one's just being stupid down here. Ah, I never noticed before. This is getting really into Elden Ring lore, and I know you haven't absorbed this game, but the reason the mimics look like that, I never realized, but they're supposed to look like the Newmans or whatever down here. That's very interesting. Also, I know apparently there's like 3 or 4 people in here watching. I don't know if it's anyone I know besides Seth, or I don't know if there's kids in here. We're about to talk about like incest and stuff. I guess it's not incest, but the whole like Otacon like having sex with his stepmom or whatever. And then you learn about, like, in Metal Gear Solid 5, well, I guess Phantom Pain, or no, what was the PSP? Peace Walker. Peace Walker and Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, then you interact with his dad, and his dad is just like an absolute piece of garbage. Like, what the fuck is going on? Ah, I see a viewer went down. I'm glad I gave the warning about incest coming up. They were like, nah, we're not talking about Huey's marital problems. I'm just here for Elden Ring, not this. Yeah, I agree. I think the moment, me and Wilkins still quote it to each other all the time, the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, when you're meant to think that Snake is dead, when Otacon and Sonny are at Meryl's wedding, and Otacon's just like, Snake had a hard life. Like, it's like we quote it at each other as like a bit, but also like it is a genuinely, it's very good. It's a very good line in the way that only like anime writing can be. Also, Snake did have a pretty fucking hard life. That dude got microwaved. Also, maybe the best moment in the entire series is the Snake fighting Ocelot on the tanker at the end of 4, and it turns into a fighting game, and then they have those like magic syringes that keep reviving them constantly, and then they take the last 2 and they stab it into each other's necks instead of into their own necks so they can keep fighting. Oh, that's so fucking good. It's so stupid, but it's so good. Okay, that did decent damage. Alright, we're gonna quit out of this run, and then we're gonna make a solid Snake character real quick. I'm actually trying to think of how, I guess you would use fists, and probably bow guns, or crossbows, and pots would be the grenade equivalent. You could actually probably do a good Snake. I guess the fashion would be the main thing. Oops. Kill him, Ball. Ball, get him. Oh, he did. No, he lived. Oh, the Ball got him. How do I get down there without the Ball running? Yeah, I agree. Like 5 is amazing. Like before Breath of the Wild came out, Metal Gear Solid 5 was my favorite open world game ever. Like historically, I just don't really like many open world games. I say as I'm playing Elden Ring. Like it's very, very few open world games that I actually enjoy. And yeah. Like honestly, it's basically just Metal Gear Solid 5, Breath of the Wild, and Elden Ring. But yeah, the story is bad. Also, like, yeah, Kojima's most problematic issues as a writer and creator came about in that game with all the quiet stuff, and I've never really forgiven him. What the hell is this? The whole you'll regret your words and deeds for criticizing me about this naked sniper lady running around. Yeah, I know. I was actually just explaining to Natasha, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, about the Paz, like, the vagina bomb. I don't know how else to put it. Again, sorry, anyone in here that doesn't want to hear about weird stepmom lust and vagina bombs. But yeah, it's pretty bad. And yeah, it does not get better with Phantom Pain and Quiet, and Um, I haven't. We made it like 20 something hours into Death Stranding. There's definitely still some of that of like the female characters are still like my defining characteristic is like I'm a mother and that kind of stuff. But it's definitely better, but maybe it's just because like the character interaction is way different in Death Stranding. I don't remember what I'm doing. Oh yeah, trying to get Ronnie's Deathblade thingy. Oh, great shield. Think about summoning the Dung Eater. Oh, that's bad. Ooh. And I could just run past. It's not really an issue. Aw, you little bastard. Little weird Greek god statue. Ugh. No! Don't lock onto that thing. Oh yeah, the birthday party. So yeah, that came out a couple months before my birthday, so I didn't get to experience it. But then also, like, the whole thing about, like, I'm assuming you're probably aware, you're even more online than I am, I think. But, like, the whole... There was, like, if every single player in the game decided to get rid of their nuclear weapons, that, like, there would be a unique cutscene, but it would only play if, like, every player in the world disarmed their nukes. Which is incredible. Like that, I mean, again, I have a hunch that there was probably going to be something more to that, and then that's part of like the whole Konami thing and the game being forced out the door or whatever. But yeah, like Kojima's like genius when it comes to like overall concepts. It like so good. Like you really should play Death Stranding at some point. We need to get me and my wife need to get back to it. Wait, normally there's a troll down here too, I think. Damn, that dude's kidded. He's got 2 pizza cutters. Looks like a damn walking motorcycle. Oh, and I was also, or maybe my wife was watching me stream it. The scene with Quiet, where like you're coming back from a mission with her and then it's raining and then she like hops out of the helicopter and then she's like prancing around and like writhing around on the ground, and then like Snake, or well whatever we want to call him, Venom Snake, also comes out and they're like prancing around and like dancing together and like giggling, and it's weird Kiefer Sutherland grunts, and it's so weird. Like, yeah, Death Stranding is literally just like, it's just like a GPS game. Like, you just plot the course that you want to take and you figure out like the best way to go. Like, all right, I'm going up like mountains, I should bring some ladders with me, I should bring some rope on the way back, and like, really amazing game. I just, yeah, when we were playing it, that was like when I was most stressed out from my German class. So we just never, it's been a while since we played. I think we were right at the end of the second act. I don't know how many acts there are in the game. Probably at least 4, I assume. But, yeah. No, Death Stranding is really, really cool. We need to beat it before 2 comes out. And yeah, like all the, what's the word I want to use? The asynchronous, like, online stuff of, like, I spent, like, a whole night, like, a good 4 hours trying to get the materials we needed to, like, repair this entire highway structure. So, like, we went from like having this super rocky terrain that was super hard to and annoying to navigate in vehicles. So all of a sudden, like I built an entire highway system basically by myself. I was getting like tens of thousands of likes from other players that were also using the highway I built. So cool. Like I genuinely, like, I've never been one that cares that much about social media, but the game is definitely like somewhat of a commentary on like social media and likes and that kind of stuff. And like I genuinely, I would look forward to logging in to be like, oh, how many likes did I get on this highway that I built?
Only I may tread.
Sorry, my wife's texting me on her break at work. Yeah. Like,
but before
again, like I would love to play that for the Games Club thing. I think Justin is the only person in the entire Discord that's played the whole thing.
Thanks for thy
but on top of all these other issues that we're having, I just don't know that it's a game. It's definitely not a game for everyone, but yeah, I think for the people who it's for, it's very for them.
I must thank Torrent too for his part. You may leave now. It was but brief, but thou gavest me fine service. What is it? I too am to depart on it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to go down there for a specific reason. Oh yeah, it was to get the shield dudes. What did I want them for? There was a specific reason. I also, when I've played this game, I usually do it in a relatively similar order, but yeah, because of trying to get all the alucard stuff as early as I could, I've done things in a very weird order, and it's hard to keep track of the things I have and haven't done yet. It was something over here. There was a reason why I wanted the shield dudes over in Caelid. Ah, it was for that. Okay, that's why. Okay, we're gonna do that, but first, well, actually, first. But also, what would be cool about Death Stranding as a Games Club thing is also you can like link up your games and like share your like materials and stuff. Apparently, I haven't done it, but that's what Justin was telling me, that like if you log in and like input each other's codes, friend codes or whatever, like you share your stuff. Like that's so sick. That's such a fucking cool idea. And also with the director's cut, I don't know how it was with the original release. I remember people complaining about the combat in the original release, but like, I quite like it. I quite like what's there. Oh, can we not open this yet? Oh, maybe we have to go back to Ronnie. Maybe she's gone and there's a key or something now. Maybe it's open now, like she just had to leave first. What does this dude mean? Is there something out this window? She's just talking about Ronnie. People in this game, or not people playing this game, have way too much of a thing for Ronnie. Not a fan. I do like Ronnie as a character, but that's also partially why I'm not a fan of people being too into Ronnie. Alright, I think we should be able to get in there now. Because I think you need an item in there. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. Like, well, it's also, it helps that, you know, the first 3 Metal Gear Solid games, I've never played the Metal Gear 1 or 2, but the first 3 Solid games, they have, like, clearly Kojima wasn't going off completely on his own. And I've read something about, like, he had, like, an editor that he worked with on the first 3 games that he did not with 4 and 5. And, like, oh, it wasn't an item. It was this? I don't want to do this yet. Because, yeah, I don't... Again, I would need to replay 1 and 2 and 3. It's been a while since I played 3 as well, but I don't find nearly as many problematic elements with those first 3 games. And, you know, they're way older also. But, yeah, I agree. Like, I guess that's... It's like the best kind of anime storytelling to me. Of, like, yeah, it is serious and goofy at the same time. Like, it takes itself deathly seriously, sometimes to a fault, but then also, you know, you're finding Yoshis in the 3DS version of Metal Gear Solid 3, or, like, there's posters of attractive women that can distract guards, or whatever, or, like, Snake's just putting on glasses and a lab coat, and all of a sudden everyone thinks he's a scientist. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid is super special. It's just also funny, I always think of how, like, Dan Reichert, like, insisted, he's like, no, anime is stupid. But it's like, motherfucker, you love wrestling and Metal Gear Solid. Those are your 2 favorite things. That's just anime. Oh, damn it, I wanted to level up. No, we can't do this. I wanted to level up these spirits. I've been getting really in the mood to rewatch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but they only have Stone Ocean on Netflix, which is fine. They used to have more. Like, literally a couple weeks ago, I watched a couple episodes of Stardust Crusaders. But now it's gone. Classic. Because, yeah, like, I can't think of anything that takes itself as seriously, but also not as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And that's also what's so funny about Metal Gear Solid 1, and then going into 2, and people complaining about 2, and now it's like, oh, it's so much more goofy. Like, dude, Metal Gear Solid 1 was super goofy also. You're fighting, like, these dudes named after animals, like, Psycho Mantis is reading your memory card, Vulcan Raven is, like, slowly stalking you around and planting mines. Sorry, I'm responding to my wife again real quick. But yeah, like, I've never seen such a fundamental, like... okay, I shouldn't say I've never. I've seen plenty of fundamental misunderstandings of, like, media. But, yeah, going from Metal Gear Solid 1 to 2, like, playing them back-to-back as a teenager, I'm like, yeah, these games are fucking goofy, and that's good. But yeah, like, back in 2001, everyone complaining about, like, well, this isn't, I want to be cool Solid Snake. Ugh. Like, dude, like, Snake was always goofy. I mean, I agree that, like, when you're a kid, like, yeah, he seems cooler or whatever. Okay, what do we got? Yeah, see, Commander O'Neill can't do shit against the Butabi brothers. remember this fight basically at all. Also, why is that so big? That's so stupid. Oh yeah, I've never used the commander standard before. I was thinking that would be cool. I think it has a cool, unique skill on it or something? Oh yeah. And even the Johnny stuff in 4, like so many people were mad about like Meryl and Johnny getting together, and like, okay, like yeah, I agree, it's dumb, but it's like it's the right kind of dumb to me. It's the same thing with like, again, Resident Evil 4 remake. Going into it and watching the trailers, I'm like, this seems dumb. Like, why is there a parry mechanic in Resident Evil 4? And then seeing the trailer of like, oh yeah, you could parry a chainsaw. I'm like, why? That's stupid. But like, Resident Evil 4 is inherently a stupid fucking game. And then yeah, playing the demo for it, I'm like, nope. Parrying a chainsaw with a knife is super cool. Yeah, like at worst, I'm ambivalent about the Johnny and Meryl thing. Like, I really don't care. Because like, I feel like the only reason I'd care is if I really wanted Snake to get with Meryl, but for one, I didn't care anyway. But even if I did, Snake he was old and deteriorating anyway. I don't know, I just think people get really worked up about like, oh, this thing that I really, really like value and hold as a part of me is, I take it super serious, and like we can't have any goofs around here. Like, nah, give me the goofs. I want the goofs.
As promised. Go on.
Yeah, I agree. Like I don't want to take games this seriously. Like even this, like Elden Ring, perfect example. Like you saw me just kill a giant like marble that was animated and trying to kill me. Like, that's funny. Like, yeah, there is a lot of cool and like serious lore and interesting things in Elden Ring and Dark Souls in general, but they're meant to be silly at times, and that's good. That's like what makes them special and what makes them stand out. Same thing with Metal Gear. It wouldn't be the same if it was just a game where like, I don't know, just another like super serious like military thing. It's not the same. I worked with I worked with a lady a few years ago, well, more than a few at this point, and her husband, she found out that I played video games, and she's like, oh yeah, my husband plays video games too, you should meet, I think and whatever, like you'd really like each other, he does this. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's like at a work event, an after work event, we went out drinking one night, and her husband showed up, and he's like, oh yeah, you're the one that, you know, Leah said, you like games, what kind of games do you like? I'm like, oh dude, I love like basically anything, like as long as it's good. Like I mostly play Nintendo stuff, but I love blah 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 blah. I don't know what I was saying, and then I'm like, oh, and like Metal Gear Solid, because I think 5 had just come out. I'm like, yeah, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 5 right now, that's really great. And like his eyes had already glazed over. It peeked up a little bit at Metal Gear. He's like, yeah, Metal Gear, I really like that too. I'm like, yeah, like I already knew going into it. Whenever you're introduced to someone in real life, like, oh yeah, my husband plays games too, you should talk. It's always like, yeah, your husband just plays like a bunch of shit that like he doesn't care about the shit I play. I don't care about the shit he plays. Like it's fine, but like yeah, to someone who doesn't play games, that doesn't register. It's like to them, it's like a game is a game. Y'all like playing games. You should be friends. That'd be cool. Sorry, responding to my wife again real quick. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. I think in this case, it was her husband didn't have many friends that also, or maybe he just didn't have that many friends in general. I don't know. I'm not saying that to be mean. Like, when you're an adult, it's fine. I get it. He either just didn't have many friends or many friends that also had the same interests as him, and she was trying to make a connection and whatever. And I get it. That's sweet. I like, his wife was cool. I liked her a lot. Like, yeah, that's sweet, but yeah, it just was one of those things of like, he's like, yeah, like one night we were playing, we were trying Apex Legends right when it came out, and we were friends on PlayStation, he joined, and we played for a bit. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but like, yeah, like the vibes, man, like you get these specific vibes that you're used to, and like with gaming, like, you know, I've been gaming with Colin and Wilkins for like nearly a decade at this point. I mean, I've known them each for longer than that, but in terms of playing games together regularly, and like we have our set vibes, and it's just like you try and bring someone new into that. That's also what, you know, the Games Club was supposed to be, is like I was only inviting people who I knew had like the same vibes. And a lot of it sprung about just because, like, again, I was playing Chained Echoes at the same time Wilkins was and the same time Justin was, but neither of them knew each other, so I was having, like, the same conversations with two separate people. And I don't mind, that's fine, but it's just like, it would, like, y'all have the same interests, right? We should all just, like, get to know each other kind of thing. So that was honestly the main logic more than anything. Like, I have plenty of people I can talk to about games, like, you know, Wilkins, Colin, like, you know, I'll be honest, I don't, when it comes to like the All-In Discord, and I'm sure you're aware of this too, like, yeah, there's only a couple people in there besides you that, like, I'm like, oh yeah, we have, like, our interest levels and the interests are the same, which is fine. But just like, yeah, like a lot of people in there are like collectors, and like that's like their main thing. I'm just like, yeah, I don't care. I just want to play games. I mean, collecting stuff is fine. It's just not something that I inherently like want to like have conversations about. You know, like I'd much rather talk about like the work and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's the main thing that was disappointing me, or that is disappointing right now about the Games Club thing. Is just like, yeah, this started off exactly how I was hoping it could go, and then y'all just, like, kind of disappeared. But whatever, man. I mean, it's also hard, right? Because, like, you know, Wilkins, I told him about, like, you know, you and Eric and, like, just all in general. I told him about it, I don't know, definitely over a year, like, before you even had me on the Keep Nintendo Weird episode. Like, I know a lot of people I know at least, like, listen to the episodes of y'all's work that I've been on because I, you know, advertise it or whatever on my Facebook. Sorry, I'm very distracted right now between Elden Ring and this and my wife messaging me. But yeah, I'd been trying to get Wilkins to, like, get in there. I'm like, yeah, man, like, I don't know, you know, he doesn't use Discord a lot either. I didn't really either until joining y'all's Discord. And like that took like a really long time to finally get him to be like, yeah, you know what, I will try get in here. So like, yeah, like I get it. It's hard to convince people even when you get them in there to actually like want to do the thing that you want them to do. But yeah. Let me check messages from my wife. Well, that's the thing though, is I felt like I wasn't asking them, most of them, to step out of their comfort zone. Like some of them for sure, and like I don't know everyone in there. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was because, like, to me, and again, I know it's my server or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, just talk about games with each other the same way you would anyone else. Particularly, most of you are connected through me the same way. Like any of you would message me privately about games, just do that here. Because like that's also what Wilkins has been talking about. Of like, I forget if it's that Ian person that's in the Discord or if it's someone else that he invited to the Discord but isn't in there. But they're like messaging him about like Hollow Knight. Or like he invited them to the Discord and was telling them like, hey, just come in here and talk about games. And then he's like, oh, okay, maybe. And then like a couple days later, he's just messaging Wilkins about Hollow Knight while Wilkins at work. And he's like, hey man, I'm at work, but you could go be doing this in that Discord. Like, everyone in there loves Hollow Knight, or at least the people that have played it love Hollow Knight. And yeah, it's very fascinating to me because like I think people are so inherently lonely, especially nowadays and whatever. And like I don't fully relate to that aspect. I just like talking about games. And like I feel insatiable in that regard, but like in terms of like my loneliness, despite being on the other side of the planet, I don't really feel lonely. Whereas like I feel like a lot of these other people feel lonely. Like, my friend Garrett, I'm 99% sure is like outright depressed about various things right now, and that was part of the reason why I was like, yeah, dude, come. You don't play as many games as the rest of us, but you can still come in here. And it's fine. It's fine. Like, just meet people. It's okay. And then we'll summon Dung Eater. We probably don't need Dung Eater. Ugh. Ooh, that didn't stagger me? Oh. Okay, I need to back up. Dung Eater, get out of here. Don't lure them over to me. Wow. You're just getting dunged up. Jesus, okay. I don't remember Dung Eater being that good of a summon. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, and even like when we get conversation there, a lot of the times it's like one and dones, and like some of that is just down to like adults as opposed to if I was a teenager in this kind of shit, I'd always be online. It's a lot of like drive-bys of like, oh, look at the thing I got, and then you won't hear from them for like 4 days or whatever. And again, I get it to a certain extent. But like, I just want to talk about games, like, or hear people talk about games. Like that's why I like video game podcasts. Like that's why I like hearing you and Eric talk about stuff. Like it's just like yeah, that's what I want. I just want to talk or be talked to about video games in some way. That's all I'm asking for, y'all. Come on. Get into the Discord, talk about Hollow Knight, talk about Resident Evil 4. I'm going to be playing Resident Evil 4. Like, we can talk about it. It's fine. But yeah, with games, it's also just, it's inherently, like, harder, I think, than something like a book club. Because, like, a book isn't going to, like, tell you, like, not let you proceed. Like, even if you don't understand what you just read, the book is still going to let you proceed. Same with a movie. Like yeah, Wilkins was positing maybe part of the Portal thing was like it being like not too hard necessarily, but yeah, puzzle games can be kind of exhausting. And especially if someone was doing Portal 1 and 2 back to back, to me, like I had to remind myself, I'm like, what? Yeah, those games take like 10 hours to beat combined. Like, that's nothing, but then I'm like, these other people do different things, and everyone has their own level of familiarity with games. And, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot it's the weekend and we were talking about figuring out what the next game should be. I was actually thinking about I'd texted Wilkins about it last night. It just came out on PlayStation like a month or two ago. It has that you ride like a bike in like an apocalyptic wasteland. What was it? Not apocalyptic, but post-apocalyptic. Oh, Season, that's what it was. Yeah, I think it's on sale right now, or Seasons. But yeah, I hadn't really sat down to think too much about it yet. Yeah, Season. And yeah, you're right. That's also why I didn't want. That's why I specifically had like not a rule necessarily, but like yeah, just don't respond to just everything with GIFs, like because like that. Like, to me, I would rather get no response than, like, just a GIF response. I understand that's not, like, that depends on the person and stuff, but, like, when I get just a GIF response to something, it's just, like, it's like getting a greeting card. You know, like, I think about my grandma, who, like... I have a feeling this is probably not that uncommon. For me, it's very bizarre, but like my grandma spends hours at like Walgreens or whatever greeting card stores. Like, not only like, oh, I'm gonna select the perfect greeting card or whatever, but like she buys them like ahead of time. Like she literally has like a drawer full of like greeting cards ready to go. She probably has like birthday, graduation, weddings. Well, she probably has fucking like quinceanera cards ready to roll in her drawer. And it's just like I tried explaining to her multiple times of like I think it would be more meaningful to anyone you're giving these to if the amount of time you're spending here, just spend like a fraction of that time and just like write something. Like I know to me that's more meaningful. And, like, my grandma's also, like, a decent writer, and she likes writing, too, so it's like, why don't you just do that? Yeah. Like, on Twitter, I also get it, because, yeah, like, there isn't that much meaningful conversation to be had on Twitter, but...
You are to quell, but... Never mind. I would rather simply... Would you mind... Well, that was easier than expected.
And also, like, yeah, I also feel like some people get, like, weirded out because I like typing so much, and it's just like, no, dude, you can just send a sentence or two back. Like, that's fine. That also, like, I don't know, that's also why, like, in the All-In Discord, I don't type as much lately, because I just feel like it just doesn't... If I'm being honest, I just feel like probably no one besides like you and maybe like Shy Guy and maybe a couple of like even bother reading it anyway, which is fine. But it's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna put that much effort into that kind of thing if people don't even want it, you know. Like it's not like a I'm scorned kind of thing. It's just like, okay, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a shame of like, yeah, even in Discord, there's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's really, any kind of like replacement, or not replacement, but there's no space for really like long form, like communication on that level. Right, and that's the thing, you know, like, I'm a basic white dude too. I love the early seasons of The American Office. Like, yo, man, like stop. Like, I stopped posting Office gifs like in 2009. Like, what are we doing?
I'm considered the needle by destiny.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so like when I'm writing longer stuff in there, and yeah, that was like the longest thing I'd written in the Discord since like Game of the Year stuff. It was because I knew, like, especially in the Patreon thing. I mean, I guess when I'm writing in there anyway, like I don't know, like I knew like that was more specifically towards you and Eric. Like specifically, I don't know how else to put it. I'm also very tired. Um, So I didn't mind taking the time out as much to write something more long form. Um, and also, like, even stuff like, you know, like y'all's, I don't know what else to call them, like your quick look videos, like the one you just did for Post Void or whatever, like, that's genuinely helpful, like, for people, you know, just like a quick, like, 20 or 30 minute look at a thing. Like, that's the main thing I used to go to Giant Bomb for. Because, like, yeah, I might pick that game up now when there was almost no chance I would have before. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, people don't always, like, respond in any type of way. And I know, like, I don't watch every single video and every, like, that people put out, that you guys put out. It just doesn't happen because I'm not interested as much in every single game. I'm behind on multiple podcasts, not just yours, but multiple in general. But yeah, it's just like, sometimes it's just okay to be like, hey man, I appreciate the video, you know? And I do appreciate, like, the video. I forget the name of it, the toilet paper rolling game. Like, I watched that with Natasha, and she mostly just doesn't want, like, she'll watch like live Twitch streams, but she has like zero interest in like watching, like, you know, like edited video content of video games, which is weird to me. I get why you would prefer one or the other, but she was like, well, like, this is really fun and this is good. And even Wilkins, when we were talking last night, he said that he watched the toilet paper rolling game video of yours with his wife, and also, his wife is like one of the coolest people on earth, but yeah, she doesn't fucking play any games. Like, she doesn't even know how to hold a controller. So it's just funny that, like y'all have something, like you have, as Wilkins said, you have the sauce. It just sucks that, like, yeah, like, I hate the word engagement, just like I hate the word, like, content and content creation, blah blah blah. But, like, yeah, where's the fucking engagement? Like, that video was sick. I don't remember what I wanted to do next. Oh, we could try doing this bullshit. That could be fun. This is one of people's least favorite parts of this game. I think this part is fucking awesome. I shouldn't have been running, though. Because now this dude's aggro. Okay. Okay, I think they're both aggro, which sucks. I don't know how I feel about the damage for them. Okay. Ooh, okay. Sure. Yeah. Right, and to people coming to it late, it's just like, oh, you're playing the game that, yeah, that the former Game Explained and Good Vibes Gaming dude is the one that he found. Yeah, I get it. I don't know how I feel about our chances here. Oh god. No. I want to kill the... Yeah. Okay, that was good. see if we can take this dude down. Oh, he didn't see me or something? I don't know. Oh no! Those dudes are pretty strong. We're probably not ready to try and do this. The main issue is that this shortcut door is guarded by, on the other side, by a very strong enemy. Whatever. Technically, we don't need the shortcut door, I guess. Famous last words. Okay, this jump is very goofy. I think I'm good. I normally don't care about that kind of stuff. About the Pauline and Lady kind of stuff. I get, again, Dan Reichert, I get weirdly worked up when Dan Reichert insists that 3D Land and 3D World are Mario spin-offs, but Yoshi's Island is a mainline entry. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's all bullshit anyway, but, like, it's more so, like, the idea of, like, why the fuck is 3D Land and 3D World a spin-off? Like, what, like, why? What is the logic? It doesn't really bother me that you think that, but I just want to know why. Okay, we probably shouldn't go there. Yeah. I still remember the Pokemon and stuff from last year. Ugh. Ooh, that was really close. Okay. Let's see. Only smithing stone 3s? I need like 6s right now. I don't even know where you get 6s. I think that's what I need. Yeah, we have no 6s. That's probably exactly what we need. Yeah, it sucks, and I think that's like, again, it's kind of, I don't know, it's like a symptom of like all these other things that we're talking about, of like, people get like, I think people are just so fucking lonely nowadays, and then they just like act out, and like, yeah, I'm gonna, like, let's get some tribalism going for this random dude on YouTube, and like, again, it's cool for him, the benefits that he gets from it, but it's not, like, it's not good. It's not good from any other perspective. I don't remember. I know that takes us back to the shortcut. How do we have to go back up there anyway? Maybe we do. The problem is, I don't have any spells that don't send me, like, flinging forward that will reach him. Alright. Let's do this the dumb way. Oh, this dude sucks. Come on, man. Just back away. See ya. Wow, he still hit me with that? Fuck off. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I used to just be very confused about it, but now that I'm, like, older and like I have an inherent understanding. Like, people are just so lonely. This is where that hard dude is. And I don't remember where I'm supposed to specifically go. We have to go back, like, down the pit, basically? I guess probably it's just over there, right? No, because that's where we just were. I don't think I had the skills necessary or the stats required to be able to beat this dude. I mean, I don't know what that means. Oh god, no damage. Can I just run? Wait, isn't there a ladder? Isn't there a ladder? Okay, we at least staggered him. Okay, maybe we can do this. Ugh. Go for it. What up? Oh god, he does so much damage! Ah! Yeah. Come on, we just need one solid hit on him. Okay, we got this. He's dead. Why did Eric not like it? I mean, when that video was new, whatever, I guess that was a couple weeks ago. I mean, yeah, all he really reacted to it with was like, oh yeah, that's a weird toilet paper game. Which, yeah, like, I genuinely think watching you play it, it's like, no, like, this is actually super neat. Like, I know, like, like, it's not just a, oh, there was the goddamn ladder. I know that's like the you know, the easy take on it is like, oh yeah, it's like a meme game. Like, it's a goofy game. And like, it is, again, it is goofy. It doesn't mean there can't be something else cool going on with it. Yes, that was very sweaty. And yeah, he also was a Black Flame monk. I didn't remember that he was a Black Flame monk. Lore-wise, it makes sense why there's Black Flame dudes here. I wasn't thinking about it. For some reason, I thought it was going to be another knight. Okay, so we're back up where we started. I'm missing something, but I don't know. Or, oh, do I just go... Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we just go back the way we came, because now that the bridge is broke? No, that can't be right. I think we're kind of fucked now, actually. Because, yeah, now we can't... Okay. My bad. Well, at least we have the shortcut open now. I don't remember. We might just have to warp out of here. God, he barely even gave us any runes anyway. For how insane of a fight that was. I don't remember how you're supposed to get down. Oh, come on, they're both there now. Go away. Ah! I didn't want to use all my sips. Okay, this dude is probably still... Huh? Did he fall or something? Huh, I think he must have fallen. Or he went this way? Okay, I hear something happening somewhere. I think that dude just fell. But again... Oh, whatever, we'll go this way again real quick. This path isn't that... The last time I did this, it wasn't that confusing. So clearly we're supposed to get over there. Okay. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. Okay, I know exactly what to do now. This game really needs Castlevania DLC like Dead Cells. You could just replace all the music with Castlevania music. But now the elevator is in the wrong spot. He's gonna push me up. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, the elevator coming. We just need to stall. Oh, you kill him. That works for me too. That's fine, that's fine. Oh, I thought it was dead right there. Okay, let's quickly put on Bestial Vitality. The problem now is that Black Flame Monk is gonna be alive again. Oh, okay. So, there's not that many, like, you know, I guess all the Souls games have some of these platforming, or at least, I don't remember if Demon Souls had anything like this, but, like, yeah, you know, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne all also have stuff similar to this, but yeah, you don't have a dedicated jump button in those games. Is he alive again? I'm guessing he's alive again. He is. Okay. What would be... I don't think he's seen us yet, actually. I would say there's only... From my memory, there's only a couple of these like really in-depth platforming sections in Elden Ring. And this is probably the second hardest one. Okay. There's one where, I mean, yeah, we could even, no, I can't get there yet. It would be a lot of work. Or I guess I could show you on one of my other characters. It is so unforgiving, like just unflinchingly, like bastardly hard. Oh, that's all we needed to do. God damn it. And it's to unlock, like, it's how you get like one of basically one of the game's secret enemies is you have to do all this other stuff, like including getting down this super deep platforming section. And like one wrong step just kills you. It doesn't matter. Well, I mean, yeah, I do know, yeah, the Anor Londo stuff, but I mean, like really, really, like full on, like platforming sections like this. I don't remember. I've only played all the way through. Oh, I forgot there's a dude here too. We probably. Maybe Dung Eater would be best for this boss. I just want to run past this dude. I really don't want to mess with this dude. Ugh. Leave me alone. Alright, Dung Eater, let's go. Ah. Yeah, he does a lot of damage. Okay, Dung Eater, get him. He already got that Dung Eater half dead. This is also my favorite song. Aw, Dung Eater, you got in the way. God, he does. Yeah, I really shouldn't be here at this point. No, he's gonna kill him. Alright, we're on our own. Oh, okay, that was good. But yeah, anyway, the other super hard platforming section of this game, that was like the ending that my wife wanted. And again, this is her first Souls game, like, period. Okay, we're doing the same spell with each other. And she just wasn't, she didn't understand, like, no, sometimes these games are just really mean to you with this platforming bullshit. I don't know how we did all that. We're not gonna have time to buff again. Oh, we were so close. I've rarely ever seen my wife get mad. It's like, I don't know, like twice. And yeah, both of them were at Elden Ring, and I think both of them were at that platforming section. I feel like I'm probably better off with our friend the Rot Dog. Yeah, this song is insanely good. Okay, Rot Dog, let's go. I want to get buffed. But I also don't want him to kill the Rot Dog, because we really need the help. No, I was not standing up. No, you can't. Get him, Rodney. Ugh. Jesus. Okay. Rot Dog was not good. Couldn't get him rotted. I mean, yeah, lore-wise, these dudes are, like, really insane, like, badasses. So it makes sense they get this sick-ass theme. Ooh, I didn't know if that was gonna reach me or not. Oh, I thought that was good. Stagger! Stagger! Thank you. So I really like this boss fight a lot too. Ugh. I'm gonna just heal my HP. Buff again. I think one of the worst fights in the game is you fight. So this is the Godskin Apostle. There's also the Godskin Noble, who is where I got this rapier from. And you have to fight them both at once, and it's like the Ornstein and Smo kind of thing going on. But not nearly as cool of a fight as Ornstein and Smo. Oh, it was like a dance. No, God. Ah. If only Rodney could have finished the rot process. I mean, that's one of my biggest problems with Elden Ring. I just find the boss fights are generally generally not nearly as good as anything like Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Alright, Rot Dog, let's do it again. Okay, I'm not gonna buff. I just want to get aggro on this dude so he stays off the dog. Oh no, the dog's distracted by the dude at the doorway. No. No, no, no. Oh, this sucks. Okay. Yeah, come here, Rodney. Get him. Oh no, we didn't get stabbed. Oh, he got me stabbed. Oh yeah, that wasn't good. Ornstein and Smell, I love that fight. I mean, the first time, again, I've beaten Ornstein and Smell a couple times. I've only fully finished Dark Souls 1 once, but I've played like through past the halfway point multiple times because it's so good. And like, yeah, I know a lot of people aren't as into that fight as okay, great start. I think that fight is genius, but I also get it. The people that are frustrated. The first time I did it, I spent like a whole afternoon just doing it. God. I mean, yeah, like I said, we're definitely underleveled for this section. Maybe give it another shot or two, but probably not too many more tries, just because there's no reason. You do get a cool sword here, if I remember, but ooh, maybe we're better off with Dung Eater again. Oh, Dung Eater got bleed on him. Oh God, no! Save me, Dung Eater. No, 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 no. Get him, Dung Eater. Sorry for all the times I'm saying Dung Eater. Oh, Dung Eater! No, 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 no. Haha. Oh yeah, this is where you get the Godskin stuff. Maybe the most unsettling armor in all of Dark Souls. Or all of Souls. It's just straight up, as the name implies, it is literally like the skin of gods. You can, I guess on here it's harder to see, but yeah, like, you can start to see like faces and stuff. Yeah, I think part of it is because I was very under-leveled. Yeah, here you, I mean, yeah, you can very easily see like the face on my forehead, basically. But yeah, I'm very under-leveled, but then also maybe my buff was out when I got the backstab you're talking about. That's probably what it was, actually. Oh yeah, this sword is super fucking sick. I might have the stats for it, but... Where is it? It's a great sword. No, I don't have the stats. Oh, I almost have the stats, though. Just need a little bit more strength. this thing is super cool. Now we have the stats for it. Yeah. That was a pretty cool sword. Huh. Interesting that we almost have the stats for it. I mean, this is the first run I've done with a thrusting sword. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, I was not expecting to get that done. Oh, we have a ton of rooms also. Yeah, I was very underleveled for that fight. Obviously, I was getting killed in 2 hits. What else haven't we done here? We rescued Millicent. Oh yeah, we haven't done, there's like a dungeon or 2 in this area, kinda? You know, that sounds good, I get it. For some reason, I've been up since like 3:30 a.m. The cat didn't even wake me up, I just woke up on my own at 3:30, and then I have not been able to fall back asleep, so... I get it. But yeah, no, it was nice. I guess have a good night / morning, and probably talk to you tomorrow / today. I guess I'm gonna finish one more dungeon, and then I'm gonna do dishes and other chores. Actually, I'm pretty damn hungry now that I think about it. Only just realized. Time zones are weird, and then also having already been up for like half a day's worth when it's not even noon here yet. That's also weird and also bad. Where the hell is that? There's like a... I guess we just gotta find it. Ah, I think it's down here. Oh, you will probably be the first person to hear about the Wario pizza besides my wife. And yeah, I think we're doing that in just a couple hours. Can't wait. Really need to find out what the fuck those sweet flakes or whatever are. God, I hope they're not disgusting. It does, weirdly, it makes me think of like Wario and Waluigi's toes for some reason. Maybe it's because like I'm on the internet too much. I know people make weird jokes about like fetishizing toes, or maybe it's not jokes. I don't know, but something about like sweet flakes and like 4 cheese pizza and sweet flakes and Wario and Waluigi. I don't know. Makes me think of feet. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
My thanks, friend. I'm going to see Mistress Rani now. I don't know what came over old E.G., but even if the odds are slim, I need to check the Mistress is safe. Now, Rani can finally set in motion the fight against her fate she's dreamed of for so long. I'm going to see Mistress Rani. I don't know what came over, but even if the odds are...
believe it or not, for a... Well, you're a true... My name, presuming you're only... Apologies, I'm afraid... Oh, right, I can tell you what... You've seen that That's the Academy of Real... Only its doors have been closed after they declared they were... The Academy can't, as you might have guessed. The seal making entry to the Academy impossible, and so I'm stuck here. When they cast the seals... You've taken an apprentice. Well, that is... Selen was well known. The most promising sorceress. I followed her at school. But Selen was expelled from... Accused of unthinkable treatment. I still don't believe the illustrious Selen... Why not find without one, and you'll never... And if you... Once you've tied up all you... Would you I know it, but still... Are you certain you're willing to give you... My... Thank you. Now, I can go back to resume my... Back to learn another. Why, of course. Thank you. With your blessing. Or perhaps one day. Who knows?
Oh, there. Have you heard? Along the dark path of Empyrean, from Rena's rise, it would not have been possible. As Lady Rani's war counselor, you and only you. I presume you've very well. The Two Fingers gave Blythe to Lady Rani as a faithful follower. Her very shadow. But if Lady Rani, as an Empyrean, resists being an instrument of the Two Fingers, the shadow will go mad, transforming from a follower into a horrid curse. But such is his destiny. In such matters, Blythe's own thoughts hold no weight. It pains me so. But he must be neutralized, for Lady Rani's sake. My purpose? I've served Lady Rani. It has been a long... Now Lady Rani is in your hand. I pray that you serve her well, unto the very end. Lady Rani, along the dark... Now Lady... I pray that you...
Okay, y'all. If anyone is still in here, I appreciate you sticking around. But I am going to end the stream once we save and get out of here. I don't know if we're going to be doing this more regularly. I'd like to. Just need to find the right game to stream, I think, a lot of the time. Also finding the time. Resident Evil 4 Remake is out next week, so I'm thinking about streaming that. Otherwise, I would also like to... This was just off of the PlayStation interface. I would theoretically like to stream more stuff off of the Switch,
and we have my wife and I have a setup for it with OBS and Elgato and stuff at the desk. So I would like to stream more Switch stuff, maybe with a camera and stuff too. But thank you again for hanging around, and we will again hopefully do this again soon.